Hello everybody, welcome to another directed draw for Fun Friday. Today we'll be drawing Mr. B. And sorry, I'm getting all set up because I'm a little late today, but let me get settled in and then we'll get started. We're going to wait a few more minutes. Let me see, I think I'm a little too close. There we go. Okay, give me a few minutes while I set up and we will get started with our directed draw of Mr. B. Here is what we're going to draw, so I'll have that there for right now while we wait. Okay. Hope you guys are staying cool. It is a little warm today. Give me 1 second. Okay, we'll start in 1 more minute. All right. Sorry about that. I think Mr. B was trying to add me, but I don't see his friend request anymore. So, okay, we'll just go ahead and get started. So hopefully you guys have your pencils. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a circle for his head. I know it's not a circle in the drawing that I just did, but that way we can get his face shape a lot easier. Now when we're drawing the circle, what you want to do is you want to do it very lightly, like very, very lightly. Don't press down too hard or we're not going to be able to erase it. So I'm going to draw mine kind of right here near the top. I'm going to leave some space so we can write "and go Marlins." But try to do it very lightly, which means on your paper, you should be able to barely see it. I'm only doing it darker so you guys can see it better. But it should be very light because we're going to erase it. Okay. Good, you guys can see that. All right. Still trying to check where that request went. Okay. So now that you have your circle, or something that kind of looks like a circle, the next thing you're going to do is we're going to draw 2 lines coming off the sides and going down. So I'm going to go down, and again I'm doing this lightly. And you're going to kind of go down to about there. Okay. Now once you have that, hopefully both lines need to be at the same level. So if this one looks shorter or this one looks longer, make sure you erase it or make it longer. And now we're going to do a V shape. Again, try to do it lightly. And we're just kind of sketching it out a little bit. This is going to be our base drawing. So you have a letter V that kind of looks like that. And then I'm just going to do a little line right here going across so we can, his chin isn't so pointy. So you're just going to draw a line right there, which we're going to erase. Okay, so I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that. Once you are there, what you're going to do is erase the short line that you did for his chin and the tip of the V. So now you're just going to go back and kind of erase these extra lines. Okay, so next we're going to draw his ears on the sides of his face, which is going to be the letter C and the backwards letter C. So right where this line is for the circle, this is where his ears are going to go. So you're going to put your pencil right here, you're going to hover, you're not putting it down, and you're going to follow your pencil to the outside of his face, and we're going to draw kind of like the letter C curve, like this. Okay, same thing on the other side. I'm going to go to the other side and do a curve, backwards C. Okay. So now that we've done the ear, we're going to add some details inside the ear. So what we're going to do is kind of in the middle towards the top, you're going to do another curve that goes down like this. You can barely see that. I'll make it a little darker. And then you're going to do kind of like the same C shape we did for his ear right here, except it's going to be a little smaller. And it's going to go down and meet the side of his face. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to do like a little curve out and that backwards C shape right here. I'm going to round this side out a little bit because it doesn't look very similar to the other ear, and we want it to look kind of similar. And then what we're going to do now is we are going to draw his eyes. So we're going to draw him kind of, he's smiling, so his eyes are going to be a little squinted. So this line right here from this bottom circle, that is going to be our guideline. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an upside down U shape that's kind of flattened out, like so. Draw it a little darker. And we're going to do both sides. So kind of leave a little bit of space in between and do the upside down U. Okay, and try to make them similar shaped, similar sized. Okay. Now once you're done with that, we're just going to close it with a straight line. So I'm going to close it with a straight line as best as I can. So Mr. B kind of has a double eyelid, so what you're going to do is you're just going to do another upside down U curve following the eye shape that we made on both sides. All right, now for his eyeballs, we're going to draw a circle right inside of his eye. So it's going to be right in the middle. And I kind of like doing curved lines on both sides instead of drawing the whole circle. So you do like a parentheses basically. So you do one on this side and one on this side. Same thing here. We're going to try to match this eye. And it's going to look like that. All right. So Mr. B has kind of like that twinkle in his eye. We got to put like, it's kind of like a C shape or like a circle right here in the top corner of both eyes. Like that. And then I'm actually going to erase that circle guide so that it doesn't really interfere with the rest of the drawing. And if you accidentally erase any of your other lines, it's okay. You can just go back and draw it again. Okay, so he's kind of starting to look like Mr. B. All right, the next part we're going to do is his eyebrows. So his eyebrows are going to be about the same length as his eyes. So from the top or the front corner of his eye right here, you're going to go up and you're going to draw a line. Same thing on this side, you're going to go up and draw a line. And make sure they're about the same size. And then, I think I drew this one a little too far back. And then what you're going to do is we're going to go straight, and we'll fix this. You're going to draw a straight line back, and a straight line on the bottom, except this one's a little bit shorter than the top line. Same thing for this one. I drew mine a little low, so I'm fixing this side. Okay, so you should have something that kind of looks like this. And then from the top of your line, you're going to go down like this. So it's kind of like a slanted line, diagonal line. And then you're going to go up and connect. So it's kind of like the letter V on its side. trying to make these two eyebrows even as possible. All right, so once you have that, we are going to kind of round out these two corners. So you're going to kind of do a curve right there instead of that pointy edge, and then you can erase that pointy edge off so it's more rounded. All right. Okay, so we're going to kind of draw in some short lines, and they're short and quick right in front. And then you can draw some slanted lines, curved lines throughout the eyebrow to show that it's kind of like hair. So I'll give you guys a little bit of time to do that. Okay. Now once we're done with that part, we're going to draw his nose. So this line is going to be slightly curved. So I'm going to start right below this eyebrow. And you're going to go down and out like this. And then we're going to do like the letter V. So you're going to go down like this, but you're not going to connect this to that side, and you're just going to do a slanted line like that, so it kind of looks like a V. So I did not connect these two. Okay, we are almost done with his face. All right, once you've done that, we're going to give him a big open mouth smile. So I'm going to do like an upside down U shape that's kind of stretched out. And it's going to be kind of close to his nose. And then you're going to go down from the corner and do a real U shape. And go back up. Like that. Okay. Once you're done with that, we're going to do an upside down U shape. You're going to start from one side and curve it around for his tongue because his mouth is open. And then once you're done with that, we're going to actually change this shape a little bit just so it's more rounded and not so angular. So I'm going to start kind of rounding this edge out, and I'm going to draw a line following this line down to the chin. I'm going to make it a little bit wider. Again, on this side, you're kind of just curving down. It's a curve. And you're going to follow that down. And when you reach the chin, we're going to round this out too. Okay, and then you can go ahead and erase the previous line. So looks more rounded, it looks a lot softer. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little U shape right here for the bottom of his lip. Okay. And we are done with his face. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw his neck. So we're going to draw it from about here and we're going to go down. So here's one side. Don't make it too long or else it might look a little weird. Draw it about that much, so a little bit more than his chin. And then you're going to close his neck with a curve. Like that. And then from here, you're going to go line out diagonally, line out, and curve it down so his shoulder isn't so pointy. I will post a coloring version of this drawing afterwards when I'm uploading the video. So you can go ahead and print that out in color if you'd like. I did leave his t-shirt blank, so you can draw whatever you'd like on it. Now we're going to draw two lines right here and about here. And those are going to be his, where his arms are. And then the last thing with his collar is I'm going to follow this curved line and do another curved line right beneath it. So that looks kind of like his t-shirt, like it has a little band, that's what that is. And then I'm just going to do some lines inside that collar. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to get my black marker and start tracing. I'm going to start with his ears first. and take your time. Now, if you're going to color his eyebrows a light color with either markers or any other kind of like water-based coloring materials, I would color it first before I traced it in black because it does bleed. So I didn't do that, but you guys can go ahead and do that if you'd like. Now when you're tracing his eyes, you're going to make the top part of his eye a little bit thicker to show that he has eyelashes, because we're not going to draw eyelashes on Mr. B. So for boys, if you make this top line thicker, that kind of makes the impression that they do have eyelashes, but just not as long as girls would have it. So I'm just going over it and making it a little bit thicker. Oh, I also forgot another part. So if you want to go back with your pencil to do this, you're going to do a little C, like this shape, right here in the middle, and that's going to be his pupil. And this part is going to be black. So you can trace it and then color it in. And it's like once you do the eyes, it looks more alive. And it really pulls everything together. So I'm going to go ahead and do his nose now. Color in his mouth. If you want to show his top teeth, all you have to do is do a similar curve like this. And then all you do is color in the bottom part. And that kind of looks like he has teeth. So I'll do that one with this drawing. You don't have to if you don't want to. And just kind of give it an edge on this side. If you want to give Mr. B a Hawaiian t-shirt, you can totally draw that. I'm going to curve his shoulders a little bit more than before. Round it out. And you guys can color his shirt whatever color you'd like. You can do blue, you can do red, you can draw the marlin on it. Lots of different possibilities. Okay, and go ahead and erase my lines. Okay, so I'm going to start coloring mine. I'm going to go ahead and use my color pencils today. If you do the same color a little darker, that can make it look like it's part of the shadow. And I like to go one way when I'm coloring, just so it looks even and not very streaky. And if you want more surface area, tilt your pencil or your marker to the side, and it'll cover more area when you're coloring. But take your time, it's not a race. You don't want to scribble scrabble. So I like to do a little bit at a time. And that way you can get a lot of even strokes and it doesn't look very uneven. Try not to get inside the eye. You want that to remain white. And we'll go back and color his eyeballs. 1 second, I'm going to go close the door. All right. So I'm probably not going to draw the marlin on his shirt just because we are kind of short on time right now. But you guys already know how to draw the marlin, so you guys can go ahead and draw that on his t-shirt if you'd like. To make it a little darker under his face to show some shadow. A little under his nose and his lip. Darken the eye area a little bit. Give it a little bit of dimension. Okay. And then I'm going to use a reddish color for his tongue. Okay, and his eyes are blue, so I'm actually going to do kind of like a light blue, and then we're going to add some lines in there to make them look kind of real. And then I'm going to find a little darker blue. And what you do is you add lines all around your pupil. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So you're going to press a little dark, or a little hard, I mean. And we're just doing some lines, and you can use different colors of blue. So I used like a really dark blue and kind of like a medium blue color, and you're just doing lines that are coming out from the center, so that kind of makes it look like real eyes. So I'm going to zoom back out. And then for the shirt, let's see, what color do I want to do it? Give him a blue shirt for this one. Okay. And the very last thing we're going to do is we're going to write "and go Marlins" at the top, and we're going to be done. So what I like to do is I like to do 1, 2, 3. And if you want to make your letters thicker, you can just go over them like this. And then "Go Marlins" is going to be in capital letters. Gonna make these letters a little bit thicker. And there you have it. That's how you draw Mr. B. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope I made it as simple as possible. I did a few different drawings of him to make sure which one was more simple and how to do it. But it kind of does look like Mr. B. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are staying safe, staying cool in this really hot weather, and make sure you're staying happy and healthy, having fun, and I will see you next time. Go Marlins!